Hi, I'm Ellen. I'm the creator of the design file that will help you customize your cameras so that they look like this. This tutorial is going to be for the Kodak camera because it is my most popular product, but you can apply everything from the Kodak camera to the Fujifilm camera as well. I also want to mention that this design file is really intended for folks who have two skills. One, they know how to use design programs such as Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, etc. And two, that know how to use Cricut and are very comfortable with using their Cricut. With that being said, I'm gonna try and make this tutorial as easy as possible for those of you who don't know how to use Cricut or design software, but I can't provide support on Canva and I can't provide support on Cricut. You're going to have to do the work on figuring out how to do it yourself. Starting out, the first thing that I get a bunch of questions on is why can't I upload my file to Canva? You download a zip file. This is what it looks like in your downloads folder. It is zipped. You're going to need to unzip that folder in order to access all of the files. Most of the time you can double click. I have a Mac, so double click on the file and it will unzip your file. Then you can see that folder. It'll generally open it up right next to your folder and it'll be called Kodak Camera Design or Fujifilm Camera Design. Then double click into that file. Now you'll see a bunch of different options. So for the Kodak camera specifically, I have a freebie bonus. The extended size actually covers more than the original sticker on your Kodak camera. This is also the listing photo that I have. So if you're looking for exactly what I've created in the listing, I use the extended size. Let's get started on how to upload into Canva. To start, we're going to create a design, and that design is going to be 8.5 by 11 inches. And you're going to upload your PDF. Once your PDF is uploaded, it's going to go into projects. Click into that option. You can see that I've got 3 different pages. You're going to want to select the page that you want to use. So either you want to use the regular size, which is the second page, or you want to use the extended size, which is the third page. I'm going to select the third page here. And you're going to want to make sure that this clicks into the entire background. So you see how this purple line out here shows the outside of the PDF page that I've uploaded. This will ensure that your design remains the same size when you print this out on your printer. Sizing is really important. Now that you have the extended size uploaded into your Canva, I have marked off where the top of the camera and the bottom of the camera is. These are just some of the things that you can do in Canva. You can select different icons as well and include ones with color, change the color. So the next important step of this, once your design is created, I'm going to delete out the background. So right now I've got it locked so that they didn't move around and the sizes didn't change, but I'm going to delete out the backgrounds. And this is super important because the design that you print, you don't want to have the lines on there. Now that you've got your design, you're going to want to figure out how to save that. So the best way that I recommend is by clicking share and then downloading that file as a PDF page. Then once it's downloaded, I'm going to print that out on my Cricut paper. Now the product that I am using for this camera that I recommend for beginners who don't know anything about Canva or anything about Cricut is going to be some sort of printable sticker vinyl paper that is the size of the PDF file that you just created. So really important here, you can see that this Cricut paper is 8.5 by 11 inches. That means that the design that you just created in Canva that is 8.5 by 11 inches is going to print out perfectly to the exact size that this piece of sticker paper is so that you can then cut this out on your Cricut. I've now printed out my design on the Cricut printable sticker paper. So this peels off and then this is how I'm going to stick the sticker to the camera. But if you're a beginner, I highly recommend that you print out a couple pieces on regular printer paper because this next step is going to be pretty complex to wrap your head around and it might be that you don't get it right the first time, so you don't want to waste any of your Cricut paper. On this piece of paper, you saw where the template lines belonged. You're going to want to recreate that inside of your Cricut Design Space so that it cuts out around the design that you have on your piece of paper. Then inside of Cricut Design Space, my goal with this tutorial is to help walk beginners who have no experience with Cricut and no experience with Canva through how to get their design printed. So this is very much set up to work with the piece of paper that we just printed. So we're going to upload an image and then go into our design folder, and I'm working with the extended size here. So I'm gonna go into the extended size, and again, we've got the PNG version and the SVG version. So I'm going to upload the SVG version into Cricut Design Space. You have two separate types of design files. One is a PNG, one is an SVG. If you are a beginner Cricut user, I highly recommend that you use the SVG because SVGs are vector-based designs that already include information about the size of the design. If you upload the PNG, your design will upload at the incorrect size and you will need to resize it. What you're gonna wanna do is copy and paste so you have two versions of them because again, we're recreating the PDF inside of Cricut Design Space so that our designs cut out properly. Once you've duplicated your extended size SVGs, you're going to want to change the position on each location after grouping them. Make sure that each pair is grouped by highlighting and then selecting group. And then once they're grouped, you can change the position here on your Cricut Design Space. So go ahead and change your position to these X and Y positions. Then you're gonna wanna group the second set, again, group that, and then change the position to your second set to this position. Now, this step is super, super important. You're going to want to leave those two grouped and then click attach to make sure that those cut exactly where you want them to be cut. Then do the same thing with the other one. Highlight the two of them, click attach. So now you've got everything attached, and you're going to want to load your piece of paper onto your Cricut paper. Those positions that we just put in for the top extended size and the bottom extended size are going to line up with where the cuts are on your piece of material. So it's very important that you get the position right, and every Cricut is a little bit different in terms of calibration, so you may need to play around with that position and move your design or your piece of paper, your material back and forth so that you get the right position calibrated for your Cricut machine. Again, these things can be a little bit off, so that's why I recommend using a piece of paper first rather than using your material to make sure that it's calibrated in the exact position that you need it to be so that it cuts right every single time. So now I'm gonna take this piece of paper and load it into my Cricut and make my cut. So now that you have your sticker cut out, I don't know if you can see those cutout lines. I was a little bit lazy with this calibration, I have to be honest, because I'm just doing it for the tutorial. So next you will take your sticker, you'll peel it off of your printable paper and then stick it on your camera. It is now super late at night that I have finally finished recording and editing this video. I really hope that this tutorial helps the beginners out there who don't know where to start when it comes to Canva and Cricut for a design file that really was intended to be for superpower users of both design software and Cricut. I know that it is a really confusing world, so I urge you to watch other tutorial videos on how to use Canva and how to use Cricut. Those will really help set you up for success when you are looking into using design files, whether it's my design file or any others. The reason why I have this file up in the first place is because I wanted to be able to share that ability to customize with other users. So it really, really makes my day when I get to see the photos and videos of the customizations that you all have created using my design. I love being able to share that with all of my customers. So I hope that you get a chance to use it and don't be discouraged if things are looking complex. I know that you can figure it out, and I hope that you're able to create something that's really special for your event that you love. Bye!